This handsome guy is Tank, excuse me, I almost said Hank. So we were talking about he's 12 weeks old. We were talking about some things that we wanted to work on. And the two primary issues that the Guardians are most having difficulty with right now are potty training and nipping and mouthing. So they came up with a creative name for him, which I just said that we shouldn't use. Yes, good boy. Most puppies love it when you blow in their nose. Okay, so mouthing. Puppies sample things with their mouths. So it's very normal for them to want to put everything into their mouth. So a couple things. First of all, I get my puppies used to eating carrots. What I would do is get shredded carrots, and when you feed him as dry kibble, put like 1 or 2 little shredded pieces in there with him. And that will allow him to, and then he can eat those. Yeah, there we go. He's yawning on it. So that'll help him develop a taste for carrots. So at first just put like 2 or 3 little spaghetti type pieces of it in there with his dry kibble. And if he doesn't eat it, that's fine. Just keep on putting them in there. Eventually, they'll start eating it. Once they start doing that, then I go to baby carrots. So if he starts licking like the couch or a piece of wood or something like that, usually he goes over and let's say that this is the piece of wood here, he's leaning on licking on it in the same orientation. So he's in this orientation, he's licking on it. Well then basically what I would do is I would grab the baby carrots and I would tap the floor and drop them over here. So now the dog has to turn away from whatever it was chewing on to eat the carrots. The carrots are dense and so it gives them a good chewing experience. And it's one of those things that helps him get used to chewing on them because later in life, when he starts chewing on the wrong things, a lot of times what I do is I have baby carrots when they start teething, I put them in the freezer. And when he's teething, I pull out 3 or 4 of them, rinse the hard frost off, drop them opposite of whatever he's chewing or licking on, because again, when he licks on things, licking is a precursor to chewing. And then he'd turn around and start chewing on them because he's gotten used to eating them. When he gets older, I actually give my dogs full carrots just as a bone. And they'll go and chew them. Carrots help ward off a type of cancer that your dog can get. Same with broccoli florets, the tips of the broccoli. So being able to give your dog a little bit of those every day can really help. Now, like I said, if your dog is licking something, it's usually a precursor to chewing on it. So if he's licking on it, that gives you a little bit of time to go to the fridge real quick. Don't make a big deal out of it. Go to the fridge, rinse off a couple of them, and drop them a couple feet away. Encourage him to come over and get them, and then he starts chewing on them, right? Okay. So this is not a bone. We have no bones that look like this because our bones are not blue. But this shape is what I'm talking about. This is what most people buy as bones, this shape. Now this is a nylabone, but as you can see, it's very flexible. Now they have a pack of these that you'll get. There'll be 3 of these. One will be white, one will be a brown translucent, and one will be a cookie. Now the bendable one, the translucent one is bendable like this. It doesn't have the nubs on it that this one does. And then the cookie is just a cookie, they'll eat it. And then the one that's white has no rigid, it's completely rigid, has no flexibility. Those are really the ones that you want to get. Now the flexible one is okay for him to have at this age. But as he gets a little bit older, you're going to want him to have harder chew toys. Now what I do is I would have several of these and have everybody in the house has one in your back pocket. So if he comes and starts mouthing or biting on you, we want to pull this out. Now, if I go like this and try to give it to him, he's not that interested in it. For dogs, they don't really like being handed things. Now, if I tease him a little bit with this, see how he's more interested? He wants to get it now. And then I let him win. And then usually they will take it and they go chew on it. Now, he's not particularly interested in it right now, but when he gets chewy. So then I immediately tease him with it a little bit until he lashes on, and then pull it a little bit and let him win. Once he does, immediately go find another one of these and put it back in your pocket. So you always have one with you. We don't want to make a big deal out of it. We just want to distract him. Now you can also have antlers. You can also get nylobones that don't look like this. I have nylobones that are in the shape of like a donut, kind of a circle. I'm sorry, buddy. I know my lap isn't the most comfortable or exciting place, but we'll be done here in a sec. I have one that looks like a dinosaur. I have one that looks like a chicken. One that looks like a letter Y. Amazon is a cheaper place to go to get these. And if you go to the Quest Ed section, doggonproblems.com/quest-ed, I have a post about toys and enrichment helping your dog's intelligence. So if you go there, you'll have a list of toys. And I would just go to Amazon and look for toys there, and you could always message me later after the session and I can give you a recommendation for different toys. But if you always have one of these, when he's mouthing on us and we just immediately pull these things out, tap on him a little bit and let him win and take it, then he's taken a new toy, he's interested in the new toy, we pick up another one, and then we've distracted him from chewing on us without making too big of a deal out of it. Now, another sign, like I mentioned earlier, is if a dog is mouthy, a lot of times that means that they're tired. And especially, like, I took my puppy in Los Angeles to doggy daycare, and I had back-to-back sessions. So I picked him up, and he'd been there for like 7 hours. Like I said, dogs sleep 17 hours a day. Puppies sleep even more. So he came up to me, and the first thing he did is latched onto my arm. Now, he wasn't biting in a hard way, but that was my indicator immediately, boy, is he tired. So we want to make sure that puppies are getting plenty of time, plenty of rest, so that they're not going to be chewing on us as much, because it becomes a bad habit, which we want to nip in the bud right away. Now, a couple things we can do. If the dog does nip at us or mouth us, if the nip or mouth, anytime the teeth touch your skin, what I do is I yelp like, ah! And then I'll freeze for a second. When dogs are playing with other dogs and one bites too hard, the dog gets a bit too hard, will yelp. They'll both freeze for a second, and that's kind of a conversation, just saying, hey, are you okay? No, that was too hard. I'm sorry, I got excited. Okay, don't bite me that hard, and then they'll go back to play. So as soon as his teeth make contact with you, whether he nipped you or not, immediately yelp, pause for a second, and then you can go back to doing it. Now, if he continues, you can also get up and turn around, so you're turning your back to him. Some dogs will just latch onto the back of you. Different techniques for different dogs. So, you know, I find that distracting is a good way to do it, or recognizing that he probably needs a nap. Now, a couple other things you can do. I don't like to just do it myself, but if he's gnawing on me and won't stop, sometimes what I'll do is I'll put my pinky back here in the corner of his mouth, so when he bites down, he's biting himself. Now, some people will do this and actually push the gums down on the teeth. I don't like to do that. I'm a force-free trainer and behaviorist. I don't want to, well, although I'm forcing him to stay here right now because we need you on camera, buddy. So basically, these are things that you can do to help curb the mouthing. Now, the other thing is don't let him. Some people will encourage, they'll kind of play with him and they've got their hand in their mouth. That's kind of encouraging, training him to do that. So we don't want to do that. But having appropriate chew toys, there we go, will go a long ways towards helping him just get used to it. Now, setting up a puppy play area also goes a long ways towards that, because we have a variety of chew toys. Now, we don't want to have just plush toys. We don't have just hard toys. We don't have just pull toys. We want to have a variety of them. Make sure that there's a ball or two in there. These guys are big balls, ball dogs. And again, like I mentioned off camera, I like to feed my dogs out of toys, which there's a post on Quest Ed where I talk about how to do that, and I have links to the toys that I like to use. So this is a short little video on how we can get our dog to not mouth or nip us.